Welcome back, everybody. We are Hard4Games. I'm Tony.
I'm John.
And today, thank you to Andrew, we have two builds of a Pirates of the Caribbean game. One for the GameCube and one for the Xbox, the original Xbox. And this particular title, which ultimately became At World's End, didn't come out for the GameCube or the Xbox. And both of these, even though they were made by the same developer, are not exactly the same game either.
So what we're going to look at today are two different builds of a game that was sort of canceled, like it never came out on those systems. So we didn't get these versions.
Yes.
Unlike the other unreleased game that we saw, which was about a movie we didn't get, thus
Yes.
we were interested, whereas this is about a movie that we just keep getting over and over and over again.
This is Hard4Games. They're Hard4Games. They become hard. They're Hard4Games.
So a little bit of history before we dive too far into these builds. So the Xbox build was from 2005. The GameCube build was from 2004. Now, At World's End, the movie and the game, both released in May of 2007. These were very early builds, well before the movie ever came out.
Yeah.
But if you know anything about these games, which very few people do, because very few people have played them, it incorporates Dead Man's Chest, which is the second movie, and At World's End. So my hypothesis is that Eurocom had the rights to a console version of Dead Man's Chest, because there were no console games for that particular movie, just handheld. And they were in development for a long enough time that it kind of just turned into a multi-movie game.
Yeah, and I like how you said it's about 6 hours.
About a 6-hour playthrough, yeah.
Yeah, which I think is actually faster than watching both movies together.
Yeah, so they crammed 2 movies worth of game into a game. So you may be able to imagine why the Xbox and GameCube version did not come out. By the time the movie came out, the Wii had been out for a couple of seasons, and the Xbox 360 had been out for a little while as well. So it kind of got to the point where it just made sense to not put something on the GameCube because it didn't sell well anyway, so why not take it to the Wii? Why not bring
Which
it
is selling like madness at the time this came out.
Yeah, and then bring it to the Xbox 360. However, the hole in that hypothesis, which can be filled, is that it did come out for the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3, but the PlayStation 2 sold really well for a very long time.
Yeah, they were still selling them in stores at this point.
So it probably just made sense to go ahead and release a PlayStation 2 and PSP version. One other thing I should note is that these are kind of like two different versions of the same game. Kind of like how you would have those Wii Call of Duty games, which were like similar but very also divergent. I think of them as like two like non-parallel lines. Like they cross in certain areas, but other than that, they're pretty divergent.
So we're going to give the Xbox version a try. We're going to try it on Andrew's fabulous Xbox debug kit, which he lent us. He dumped it from a European dev kit and then put it on this one, so we wouldn't have to deal with that whole PAL NTSC 5060, power conversions and all that crazy crap.
Thank you, sir. So there's a lot of stuff on here. Various applications. Batman Begins. Robin Begins. The Godfather. But Pirates is what we're interested in right now.
That is a very small game.
Yeah, it's super, super, super tiny. But there's also not much to it, as you'll see.
Oh, okay.
So you see you have a mouse here, and that's because we have Player 3 plugged in. A lot of prototype sort of beta builds, they'll utilize Controller 3 port for like debug functions. So as you can see here, I mean, this is super early. It just says Pirates of the Caribbean, and it says Adventures of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Doesn't say At World's End, doesn't say Dead Man's Chest. It's super basic. So let's just go ahead and go through all of these. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Controls. Simple enough.
And the music is the exact one you'd expect it to be.
Yeah. There's online functionality, obviously not anymore, and not for the beta build or alpha build.
So you could go on to Xbox Live and be like, your mother's a filthy whore in hell. Ha ha ha.
Physics demo.
Oh man, I remember this from the movie.
So yeah, I mean it's pretty much what
there
you would
you go.
expect from a demo debug room. Oh, it goes into a free
What?
movement mode right here.
Johnny Depp, pro skateboarder.
So yeah, I mean, but this is pretty typical. If you've ever seen like a debug room, you
Yeah.
know, this is kind of what they look like. It's all about just testing, well, physics. It's a physics demo. It's about testing just the mechanics. You know, they have different inclines here to test, like moving up them. They have numbered blocks, that kind of stuff. Obviously, for like a steeper incline, it's more difficult to climb up it, and I would imagine we probably can't climb up this one. Yep.
You gotta get good. Yeah, you gotta do a drop in there, Oh, they're pushing that stuff out of the way. Oh! Oh, you have regenerating health. What are you, Master Chief? Yeah, look, they pushed the stuff out of the way. Yeah, he's pushing the number 5 right there. Oh, so they're like different weights and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's more than I thought I would get out of this game. And we're only in the first test menu.
But as you can see, walking up the steps is very laborious. It's not
janky.
Yeah, it's not quite to where it
see
needs
if you
to
can
be.
push that down.
You can, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say roll it down the stairs and crush him.
So that's a physics demo. Let's go ahead and go into the test bed.
Oh, that's us. With us.
So this is kind of the same idea here.
2 John Depps.
There's that jar again full of butterflies, which is I haven't.
Can you break it?
No, there's no collision here.
Yeah, there it is. Now start climbing to the left. That's what I thought. This is a climbing ladder. Okay. It's a ladder to test climbing. Okay.
Come on.
Probably help, with the camera over askew.
Yeah, the controls are a little sluggish.
Whoop. Yeah, you can see some other stuff out there. Oh, there you go. Now you're skating. Wait, go down. Go down. Turn right. Down. Turn left. Go up. Oh, oh, oh. Go up. Oh, go check that out there.
What?
Over there. That stuff. Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Huh.
What is all this over here?
Yeah.
Must be like some sort of obstacle course for...
Good catch. I didn't even know this was over here, John.
Yeah, I think there was something like this in the last level, too. It wouldn't shock me if these 2 levels are actually versions of each other. Check that little room. Oh, those are just some random little objects.
Yeah, just some stuff.
I think those are just so they could copy-paste objects.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's probably just testing interactables and stuff like that.
Yeah. Pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Fight room. Like how they also fight each other. So
Watch it.
these enemies just continuously spawn, and it's just, again, for testing fighting. That's all it is.
Turns out this guy... Yeah, the guy sucks.
The controls are kind of sluggish. Like, he swings the sword, and then it kind of takes a bit to come back, and he swings it. The GameCube version is a lot more light feeling.
Look at this. We're gonna brawl here. Yeah.
You see how he's, like, walking on the other guy's head.
Yeah.
Now, if you look all the way around, there's the gallows here. Now, this exact area makes its way into the 360 version. I'm not sure if it's in the PlayStation 2 version. I hadn't seen it in the playthroughs that I was watching. But it's definitely in the Xbox 360 version, PS3 version, but it looks a lot nicer in those versions. This is somewhat simplistic, although for an Xbox game, it does look pretty good. But obviously, the 360 version is more polished. I wonder if there's collision on there.
Can't leave without the amulet. I'm going to see if I can leave. Bet the amulet was in this box. See ya, sucker! See ya, sucker!
This is nice though because you can get like a very good view.
Oh yeah, I can see how you like had to climb up here and climb around.
Yeah.
There's some platforming.
Go all the way down over there. I wonder if there's any sort of collision or any ability to stand, or if it's just like a 2D picture. I don't know. It's totally modeled. Nice.
Yeah, because I think you actually zip over here.
Yeah.
Although, this is looking like some Red Guard models here. See, I gotta jump. Yeah, there it is. And he goes, whoa! Yeah, this is a very Pirates of the Caribbean scene.
Yeah.
Needs more wacky music and him going, oh,
There you go.
yeah, and that's it.
So go back to the fort prototype.
I was actually going to check out the physics demo because there were rooms we hadn't explored.
Okay, go ahead.
So, we all know and love this room, but what's this? What's this? Oh, it's actually the exact same thing from the other one. So just as I thought, this is actually a version of... Oh, what's this? Okay, I guess that's just a wall that they can copy and paste.
Yeah.
So they've got some elements that are easy building blocks to recreate. But this is the same little, like, testing area.
Yeah.
So you could, like, you know, test some stuff in here. And be like, ah, ha!
Again, when you have a controller 3 plugged in, you can go into some options here.
So left and right on the camera stick are inverted.
Yeah. So, quick note, some of these options do crash the game.
Permanently bricking the system. No, not
Yeah.
actually.
So there are many options here that crash the game, unfortunately. The viewer option just happens to be one of those things. So we're going to showcase some of those crashes. It's just the nature of the beast here. As you can see, my cursor moves incredibly slowly because this is not a mouse, and this really was, you know, supposed to be on like a PC. So we have viewer, restart, we're not going to mess with those. Game, world control. World control boot up. Demo game world control. I'm not entirely sure what these are. I just kind of rebooted us there. Mess around with the set camera. Debug, spinner. Simple follow, cutscene, NPC talk, fixed. You just overrode my fixed camera.
I'm like, oh, wall ride.
It's the ultimate 2-player game.
Oh,
this is the spinner option.
It's too spooky. Tony, this is too spooky.
This is the hot little spinner option right here.
Yeah, that's not going to be COPA or COPPA approved.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start adding some items here. Now, some of these items will crash the game. See if I can get the bobbing jar to work. Here we go.
And it bobs. It's way too big, but it bobs.
Exploding barrel, scripted player, scripted action, path access, physics object, cutscene, wind, cloth actor, test, flag base. Check this out.
What?
So there are also options here to jump into a bunch of different maps. So we're going to go ahead and showcase some of these here.
Oh, nice. There's like a weird thing on the screen.
Now go over to your right. That's Spyro.
Okay, now attack Spyro.
There's no collision, unfortunately. I don't know who this character is.
He was in some other game they did. Maybe the same game, I don't know. I recognize him, but his name doesn't stick out. Take this, Spyro. This is for all those damn Skylanders.
Now, this is interesting. It's the same as the other area, but without that weird lens flare thing effect. So here's another map with Spyro. At least, yep. A couple of Spyros.
You know, rotating Spyro as one does. Oh, he clicks back and forth.
Yeah.
You know, sure, why not? Remember Spyro? Remember when they used to make Spyro?
This really is a game for individuals that love going through menus.
The Gran Turismo.
Yeah, it's basically Gran Turismo.
What are you looking
Port
for?
Royal. I'm just poking around. And it crashed.
Okay.
I love the Comic Sans in the crash report here. This is the GameCube version on an NPDP disc, playing on a Dolphin G-Dev, which is even louder than the damn Xbox. So you may have noticed at the very beginning it said PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, although standard definition versions of the game are pretty much the same. New game will freeze the game, load game will freeze the game, multiplayer has some options here. Options, as you can see, this is similar in design with the sound and volume to what we saw in the Xbox version. Bonus, we have some mini games here. Credits, I'm not going to press because it will freeze the game. Then we have level select and test level select. And the level select may as well be test levels. But let's go ahead and get into it. We have unused.
Oh, combat friendly.
Yes.
So we can fight our friendlies.
I believe combat friendly will freeze the game. So again, you know, we're dealing with, in the Xbox version, very much an alpha.
Yeah.
This is somewhere between like an alpha and a beta. Really more of an alpha because it's not in like a fully playable state. But it freezes. That's what it is. It's just, you know, it's not done.
It is what it is, and what it is frozen.
So why don't you play this? I think you'll notice that the combat's a little swifter in this.
Oh yeah, you were not kidding me. Also, the lighting and just everything's better.
Yeah, the lighting is actually very impressive.
You know what they say, a lot of boys
bought the lighting on the GameCube. Now, if you press start real quick.
Oh, I'm gonna die, though.
Press start. Go to debug. There you go.
What is Jack? Oh.
Not sure, but invincibility on. Infinite items on. One hit kill, sure. Power, 1, 2, 3. You can send them flying.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Jackanism.
Sure. I don't know what it is, but just go for it. See how you kind of combo your moves a little bit together more?
Yeah, I see
the
that,
sword's a lot
like,
swifter.
The game seems to reward you if you're like swapping around between targets, and
you also have an option to throw bombs, which you can do with the trigger buttons, like I think it's L or R.
I press Z. Oh, that's what Z does. Changes who you are.
Yep.
No, I am one of you. Please to be leaving me alone.
Yeah, so you can actually swap through models, but you can see there's a little pause there. I think in certain stages I may have pressed it and it just froze the game. I don't think it's supposed to. I mean, I don't think you're ever supposed to have a freeze, obviously, but you can scroll through your items, your attack items at the top there. So I have like a turkey.
Yeah,
an
throw
apple,
a turkey.
Get some additional health. I have my
use
gun.
your musket.
Right. It's like a
I
single
love
shot
the way
musket.
she holds it.
Yeah.
That's how I'd imagine my grandmother would shoot someone.
You can throw bottles, which, as you can see, are untextured.
I like how when she went, oh, like that, like there's her gun is just floating to the side of her.
So I thought this was kind of an interesting test level here. You kind of get like the different shine and reflection here on these rotating balls. Kind of interesting.
Man, he looks rough.
Yeah, he does look rough. I mean, it's not bad for the GameCube.
Yeah. I like it. I like this art installation that's going on here.
You see how the gun
Just woo!
floats around.
Sad we don't have fly around skateboard mode. So now we get to go to Singapore.
So as you'll notice in this level and many of the other levels, it seems like it's very open world, but it's not. It is not at all. There are a million invisible walls.
Yeah, games of this period loved that. Like, yes, I'd love to go over here and...
Nope.
Nope. Let's just go over here and... Nope. Let's just go in here and... Oh, that is a thing.
Yeah, there are some occasional places.
Hello, madam.
And, again, I understand that they couldn't make these giant, wide open areas. Well, I mean, they could, but they were unwilling to because it's just this weird license game. But
look at all these different weird models. Okay.
It just feels disappointing because the lighting effects are so good, the graphics are pretty good, and like you kind of want to explore more, but then you realize you're kind of on a set path with very few variations. Now, Andrew told me that if you plugged in a controller into port 3 or 4, you could also get debug options, but it doesn't seem to work for me.
I'll just go back here. Oh, that is where I'm supposed to go. It's kind of weird having this like side view, but it also doesn't surprise me if it was for the Wii.
Yeah. So notice how it asks you to press triangle, which of course does not exist on a GameCube controller. Tortuga. So you can actually interact here. Take that, you pig. So you press B instead of triangle. Do you see that weird texture that's supposed to be
light
light?
there?
Yeah. And notice how like that dock pier
Crude.
thing is not being it's not actually touching the pole that's going into the ground. I mean, look at all these invisible walls here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy wants to play a card game with you, but it can't load it, and then it just freezes, so I'm not even going to bother.
What is this, like Fallout New Vegas, where everybody wants to play that weird card game? He's like, oh, hey, now it does look like a movie set.
I wish it didn't have a fixed camera.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, look at it. Good, we're in post now. They've taken out the green screen.
You get the idea. Notice how you can juggle people here.
Juggalo, whoop whoop.
I mean, he's long dead, but you can just keep stabbing.
Yeah.
So this is Cannibal Island.
Oh, yeah, I remember this scene from the movie. From the moving.
You're supposed to rescue these people.
Or just not,
I think
whatever.
you can rescue some of them. There we go.
He's like, oh, thanks, mate.
He's like, I will disappear now.
Look at me. I'm gonna go get some mad gains, love. Just like how I remember it in the movie.
Yep. That's why I wanted to show you this one. So let's go ahead and do the level select. There's actually some cool stuff here. So Maelstrom is pretty interesting because it has these little placeholders for where lightning's going to come down, and then the lightning comes down. So you can kind of see how they programmed it, where it's like, okay, this is where it's going to land. Boom, and then it lands. Also, I wanted to show you that.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
So eventually, because that's supposed to be a cutscene right there. So you're going to notice here that there's going to be some lightning. See that blue box over there? So I thought that was kind of cool.
Does it do damage to you?
I don't know. Let me see if I can try to get over there.
There it is.
I couldn't quite get to it. These guys keep spawning and they kind of block you.
Oh, got him.
Yeah.
I mean, we had invincibility on, but yeah, okay, so that could do damage.
Oh, look, there's like a like a little tornado that killed me.
So, yeah, neat.
And now I'm on that ship, but not in that scene.
Oh, wait. There's nothing to the right of us.
Yeah.
It's the nothing. Big hole. That would be something. This was nothing.
So I thought this level was interesting. This one's called Hell. Nothing for you there. Oh yeah, I guess there's a restart.
Mhm.
Notice how the camera angle is different when you restart.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? It was behind you.
Okay, so is there a jump? It's throwing shit, but, you know. Yeah, you know, just you know, going to hell. Yeah, as one does.
Just like almost completely untextured. Just
It is very hellish, you know.
so if I go level select and then I go to hell, it actually loads the level with enemies the way they intended. But if I restart the level,
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Even more nothing than there already was. So check this out. Right now, it's like a sort of almost like a 2.5D platformer here. Yeah, I can move from side to side, but it's following me on the side. Now watch this. There's going to be an enemy that pops up in here.
Oh.
Which absolutely did not exist before.
Interesting.
So restarting a level gives you a free camera, basically. A totally controllable camera.
Glitchy as shit, but it works. What? Oh, weird. Get a little bit more of a background of, like, what's going on. Like, how it would load and compartmentalize this map.
Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is actually pretty neat. Well, shall we check out the prison fortress?
Sure.
See how it compares.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's like a loading screen.
Wow.
Ooh.
I think this is like the first level of the game. Like the first stage.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they had it a little bit more complete.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is much more of a game that's going on here. Much more cinematic, but not very.
He's dead,
Oh,
dog.
is he? Is he, Tony? Is this man dead?
He's dead as dead
He
can be.
seems to be standing. Seems to be standing, Tony.
You just like pierced through his dick.
See, he seems to still be alive. Beatings will continue until he stops being alive. It's like the overdone
Taking
staircase
him up.
fight in every single... By the way, I'm not pressing any other buttons other than just attack. It's like every movie where they have to have the over-choreographed stair fencing scene.
There should be a Twin Galaxies score for like juggling a dead body in a video game.
That hasn't been released.
Yeah.
So that I can be the only person
Yeah.
to have that.
And
record.
also, you know, it'd be Twin Galaxies, so the score would be meaningless. Because they're just like, hey, our buddies in the 80s had some scores. We'll believe anything they say. We're going to go ahead and check out the multiplayer option here. I don't know if it's going to do anything. If it
I
loads.
suspect no.
I think your suspicion was accurate.
He's just
Did not load.
piercing me with his glare.
So that's Pirates of the Caribbean. 2 builds that were ultimately not released, but were also different games, but were also the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, weird stuff. And not a great game.
Yeah,
but
no.
Interesting to tinker with, certainly.
This is definitely the stuff we have gotten ourselves into now.
Yes.
We joined YouTube just wanting to get paid to play NBA Jam, and instead we got sent to hell. But you know, Tony,
That's true.
I think the ultimate way to send this off, after thanking Andrew and Forest of Illusion for providing us with all this stuff and a place these will be posted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I know the way we need to end this episode.
How?
The bridge cutting scene.
Oh.
They're hard for games. These are hard